boys, 3 children, and I felt very lonely here. I had no family here except for my 3 boys, and I desperately wanted to go back home, but because of the divorce here, I was not able to. So Ralph put his arm around me and he says, "You want a family?" He says, "We'll be your church family." And it was a Easter service, and I brought my boys, and on the way out, my children looked at me and they're like, "Mom, this is it. This is the home church. We feel it. We feel it in our heart, and we know this is the place where we want to be." Besides the donuts and the coffee, which is also great. But that was just a wonderful feeling for our mom, for her children to turn around and look at their mom and say, "This is where we want to be." I started going to small groups, and I first went into the singles groups, and we would go on trips, and we would really fellowship together. Even if we went out to dinner together or just sat around in the church, it was great. And we could all relate to one another, and we were a lot of single parents. And it was wonderful meeting new friends and new families. I've gone through a lot of ups and downs in the past 5 years, and if I did not have the foundation of the Vineyard Church, I know I couldn't get through it. Recently in October, I went to visit my dad, who was a believer and the one who brought me to the Lord. One of the strongest men in faith that I know. And I was visiting with my dad, and one morning he didn't wake up. And it was probably the hardest day of my life. It broke my heart. But I couldn't wait to get back here, so I knew my father was in heaven. And when I got back here, a lot of people asked me, "How was your visit with your dad?" And there was one person that said something to me that I won't forget. When I told him my dad passed away, he says, "Praise God, your father's dancing with Jesus." And every time I start feeling a little sad, I remember what that one person said to me. And it uplifts me. I know that with God, everything is possible. I know that I got through the worst day of my life because of the Lord. It's a day that I dreaded, but I got through it, and I'm still getting through it. And I know I found happiness again when I thought I never would. And it just re-energizes me that I'm ready for the next week of work in my full-time job. I love coming here on the weekends. I love meeting the people and seeing everyone that I haven't seen in a week. And we get to catch up, and I work pretty much every weekend here. I've met a lot of people. I've seen babies grow. I just have a lot of good friends here, and I could actually say this is my family, and I wouldn't want to leave it. If someone was in my situation now where I was 5, 6 years ago, I would tell them, come to the church. Come every weekend. Sacrifice that little hour or two. Serve. Become part of the Vineyard family. Connect. It really does make a difference in your life. Even if you're lonely at home, you have that hope of being here on the weekend or during the week for different group studies. It does make a difference. Connecting with church people does make a difference, and they will become your family just like they become mine.